Welcome back to the Social Seller Podcast with Conor Paulsen, where we interview the world's highest quality communicators, professionals, business owners, creatives, and everything in between. It doesn't matter what industry you're in. If you're a high quality communicator, there's a good chance you're living a lot happier life, but you're also bringing those opportunities into your life almost like a magnet. My guarantee is that on this show, we only interview people that I, one, look up to, and two, that I know are going to continue to kill the game for years to come, and I want to make sure they're on your radar. But what I've learned is by asking the best questions, we get the best responses, and that's what the highest quality communicators, our social sellers, are all about. Let's hop inside to the Social Seller Podcast.
Welcome back to the Social Seller Podcast. Holy moly, we are excited. We're going to hop right in. Today is so different. As you know, you've probably been following maybe for the last 3 or 4 months. We're about consistency, right? The difference about today is that you don't see my Padfolio, my notebook in front of me. I think a big part of the social seller is that you have to be a communicator, and when you get to a level, not saying I'm here, but I look up to these people. I would love to switch this up in the sense of I look up to this guy like no other, and I have a feeling that maybe we have a mutual respect. I respect you a lot more than maybe you respect me.
No, I respect that a lot. What are you talking about? You're my guy.
Oh, no, I appreciate you. Now, I just want you to know this is someone that lives in our building, someone that has absolutely killed it, a TikTok influencer to business mogul, and he's a fellow marketer. And as a digital marketer that has also started a company, I'm excited. But what I want people to know is that we don't know that much about each other. No. And prior to this conversation, the last 10 minutes while we were setting things up, getting the audio, video all set up, we wanted to bring things up, and we're like, let's just switch this up, you know? And we both agreed. It was like, let's show people how we would communicate in like a networking event when we don't really know each other in that sense, right? So anyone else up to this point, I've done a lot of research. I've created the juice. I call it like, I'm going to build you up. This is different, so we're going to hop right in. Welcome back to the Social Seller Podcast. Sam, my man, brother. First off, sick ring.
The ring, bro.
The turquoise color, it makes me think like...
It's real turquoise, and then the brown here.
What does real turquoise mean?
I don't know. That's what they sold it to me as. The good salesman. And the brown is actually a dinosaur bone, like T-Rex, and then this one is meteorite. It's 3 layers, if y'all can't really see it.
Oh my God,
and right away when they showed it to me, I was gonna go ahead and just get like a basic little cheap ring, but I'm like, man, this is a representation that I'm married. Let me go hard on this. You know what I mean?
And just give context quick. So what I do know about Sam up to this point is that you're 26 years old. I'm 27. Nice. So you are textbook young gun. And I know you're killing it.
Bro, I feel like I'm so late. Do you ever feel like that? Like,
bro.
I'm like 26. I'm like, how did this happen? I was just like 16 the other day wishing I'd get a license, hop up in a whip, and just drive on my own. But now all of a sudden I'm like 26. I'm like, damn, like I feel like 35, 45 is going to happen the same way. So I'm just trying to like enjoy every moment of this.
Oh my God. Dude, you are a present motherfucker. Yeah. I love it. I love it. No. Yeah. You're 26, but you act like you're 46, in my opinion.
Did you see the white hairs, bro?
Bro, I just got a haircut, but you can see this if you look close.
Side.
Yeah.
I was about to get
our family keeps our hair.
Yeah,
but God, it gets like we get gray hair pretty quick, right? My dad had it like 22 or something, so I didn't start getting it to like 25 or 26.
My grandfather, full white head of hair, but it was insane. Like when his lining was even further than mine. Mine's like a little bit receding. I'm like, yeah, how do you do that?
I love it. Sam, my man, I love that we switched this context up because this is literally just how I treat like you and me wanting, like I've been looking forward to our conversation. Yeah. What I love is the second I hit you up, you go, name the time, I'm there.
Time. Do it.
Right? Yeah. You are about action, and I know you have meetings, and my belief is as of right now, what works the best for me, I used to work the 18 hours a day, 7 days a week thing.
Dude, yeah.
And I did that for a long time, right?
Yeah.
I thought it was the cool thing, but I also thought that's what the business needed. And there were reasons that we needed it. But you're about to take, after these interviews, right? I enjoy the weekend. Yeah. That's how I like find balance. Work hard, play harder is kind of my mindset. Now, you are disciplined. Yeah. You are more disciplined than the majority of people. So
appreciate it.
I would love, could you just help explain how you got to San Diego, right? Where'd you grow up?
Milwaukee, Wisconsin. I was born there, Midwest, so freezing. I left there because, wait, you too? Seriously?
Iowa, though.
It was like,
we'll talk about this.
It was like negative 30 degrees one day. And it's about 3 years ago, October 2018. And I was just sitting there super, like, I mean, it's crazy to say, but I was kind of like depressed. I didn't even know it. I was down. And I was just looking around. Everything is gray and there's snow. Everywhere's slush. everyone I know was super down. I'm like, what is wrong here? So then I started like searching, you know, benefits of the sun and vitamin D deficiency and what it causes. And I'm like, oh my God. So my physical location is affecting my mind. All right, and I need to change something up. Literally right then and there, I'm like, I got a marketing agency. I work on my computer, goddammit. I can move anywhere I want. Why do I live in this little shitty ass city? No offense if anyone's listening in Milwaukee. If you love Milwaukee, that's all up to you.
It's like one of the beer capitals of the world, right?
Yeah, but I don't care.
I don't either.
No sun.
I don't either. That's what they sold on me. I'm like, cool.
I'm all like, no, man. Like, the only thing cool about it to me was like Giannis. I'm like, all right, that's what's up, you know, basketball
Giannis.
player. Yeah. You don't know Giannis on the Milwaukee Bucks?
Oh, Giannis.
No, okay.
My little brother would kill me right now when
Really?
he watches this. Yeah.
Lil bro, get him. But no, man, I was in the elevator. He actually lived in my building. I was in the
really?
elevator one day. I met him. It was really cool.
Cool
But
day.
yeah, so I just realized, I'm like, what am I doing here? I need to get out. I moved out. Everyone thought I was crazy. My friends, family especially, they're like, what? You're just going to get up and move? You don't know anyone there? I'm like, exactly. I'm going to go, look, man, if I would have never done this, I would have never been on this podcast. I would have never been talking to these awesome people. I would have never met you, Sean. Like, I met so many amazing people. My wife, I literally met her on this bridge right here. And I would have never met her if I would have never took that risk.
Would you go as far as saying East Village has a little magic to it?
What is
This
East
building. I would go as far as saying, for me, personally, coming from the Midwest, town of 4,000 people, graduating class of 72 people.
Oh, wow.
Like, this vibes well with me. And like I mentioned in previous, like, conversations, right? It's, if you're going to move to California, in my opinion, from the Midwest,
Yeah.
San Diego is going to vibe, and it's going to be the easiest transition.
Transition.
Because it's just slow. It's
Yeah.
slower pace. Not in the sense of, like, the business, like, things still happen. Your laws of proximity, it's nothing like where I grew up, right? We're around the people, right? I skip church, and I go see Grant and Elena Cardone across the bridge, like, literally right here at the Hilt. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Now, I know I've lived in this building a lot longer than most people.
Yeah, 3-some years. That's
Almost
insane.
3, yeah. I love that you go 3-some years.
That's
Let's
crazy,
Go. Let's go.
man.
Now, you were the guest. I want to give some context for what I do know coming into this.
Okay.
Right? Because 98% I do not know.
Okay.
And what I do know is that we have a couple mutual friends that we're fortunate to not only consider our friends,
Yeah.
but they happen to say some decent things about both of us. What I do know about you, and I purposely only say this because like anything else is irrelevant, right? I have to look at someone that I value, and we have aligned values. And Alexa had mentioned just the stuff that you do, and first off, she just mentioned briefly was marketing. What I know from your content is it's not uncommon for you to buy a car for your friend, anyone in need, and we're gonna break that down. But you're from the Midwest. You're in marketing. I don't, as far as I know, we have not had a marketer like this type, digital marketer, right? Like
On
where we
the
look at each
podcast.
other, we go, "Let's go."
I'm honored.
Right? But you're an exceptional communicator. I relate with you simply because I know that our upbringing, we both dealt with getting in trouble and being a little bit rebellious, right?
A little bit is an
Right?
understatement.
A big
A
part of
lot
the reason I
it.
got a tattoo. That was one of the 3 rules
Really?
that got me kicked out of the house if I was.
Oh, if you got a tattoo?
K through 12.
Mine was if I just don't pray. And I actually got kicked out at 15 years old. And I just moved out. Me and my
Let's go. So
Yeah.
you grew up in Milwaukee,
Yeah.
born and raised.
Yep.
Born and raised in Milwaukee. Like, so we're gonna dive right in. Give context. I want the upbringing, if possible, and then like talk about some of the adversity, like the shit that really shifted your life.
Really
Right?
shifted my life.
Help us feel it.
So growing up all the way up until 13 years old, I was basically, look, and we love our parents, right? But if they're a little bit older and they were born and raised in a different generation, they just don't fully know what to teach you right now. And that's completely understandable. So about 13 years old, I'm playing basketball at the park. Gentleman there is always selling this little grass looking stuff to people, and I'm like, man, why is this guy like always rolling up in the nicest cars, and he's just always happy? They're smoking this like stick looking thing. I'm like, what are they? I'm 13, I'm young, I'm looking at them, I'm like, I want to be like, they just look like the cool guys, you know. Naturally you want to fit in. Just that's like a primal instinct, right?
They're happy. It sounds
And
like
everyone's happy. Everyone, and they all look like they got money because I was 13 and we were broke. It was 4 of us, our siblings. We were in 1 bedroom.
And we were like, what's the breakdown? How many sisters? How many brothers?
I have 2 or 3 sisters and 1 brother.
Let's go.
And we were all in. Well, but my youngest sister, she wasn't even born yet. And we were all in 1 bedroom, us 4 at that one time. And we were just dead broke. So I'm seeing this guy pull up in the nicest cars I've ever seen. Got the shiny white teeth, got the chains, and I'm just like, man, this guy, I want to be like him, right? 13 years old, I literally asked him. His name is Vic. I don't even know where he is right now. I'm like, Vic, what's up, man? Like, talk to me. How do I become like you? He was like, oh, just come here. And I go to his house, seeds is weed, marijuana, and Milwaukee, Wisconsin is completely legal. And he literally starts to show me how to sell it. And I was a social seller. Yeah.
Well, that's good. I didn't even have to bring it full circle yet.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
good.
So exactly, that's it, guys. That's the whole show. No, I'm just playing. But so I start, selling, making money, and then my dad has no idea what weed is. He thinks weed is like heroin. And
Yeah, mine too.
He doesn't know the difference.
Yep.
So I come home super high, got weed on me. He's like, "What is this smell?" And then he finds my weed, calls the police on me, and that was my first ticket. 13 years old, they're like, "Where the hell did you get this?" Right? And I didn't even know it was illegal. I had no idea what legal and illegal was. I knew wrong from right, but I didn't know anything about law and justice and whatnot. So I'm going in, and I'm just like, I got a ticket. I don't know what's happening. My dad knows now more about it than I do.
Are they taking you to jail?
It gets there. So I went and I kept on doing it. This Vic guy, when I got the ticket, I was like, bro, I'm making more money than anybody that I know right now. And I was literally pocketing it as 13-year-old. It's a lot.
13, like, just give us
$300-400 a week.
$300-400 a week, couple grand a month.
Yeah, literally just.
But at 13 is
which
wild.
all got confiscated because it was all cash, And I'm like, where am I gonna hide my cash, right? And I didn't know. I had no idea what I was doing. It was wrong. So I continue, right? I go back to him. I'm like, okay, well, how do I just not get caught this time? He was like, just don't have it around like where your dad is and whatnot. I'm like, okay. I continue the process. My dad's a little bit like, he likes to investigate in things. He goes to my barber. So now, just to let you know,
it's like your psychiatrist.
He takes a hair sample, and I love my dad for this because he was just looking out for me. He had no idea. Takes a hair sample, goes to a clinic, sees THC in his system, and surely it was. He goes, so they put me on probation for this. They gave me the ticket and put me on like a year probation. Goes my probation officer, says, hey, there's still THC in his system. I go to juvie. For 3 months at like 14 years old. By this time, I'm like 14. I'm like, I have no idea. I'm in there with people that like legitimately for murder. And I'm like, what is happening? It's the craziest story, actually. It's just, I learned to never, this is kind of off the whole 13, 14-year-old thing, but I learned to never fight fire with fire because one of my cellmates, this is always something that I tell people. It's an insane story. I would wake up, it's me and another bunkie, right? I would wake up every single morning at like 3 a.m. from him screaming, like literally pulling his hair out and screaming at like 14, right? And I would always ask him, like, what's going on, man? He'd just wake up screaming. I'm like, tell me, like, what's going on in your head? He's like, I can't tell you, it's too dark. I'm all like, okay. And I don't mean to take this into like a negative downturn.
Take it.
Now, I'm gonna take it there because if you're ever in a moment where you wanna like react with anger, like fight fire with fire, just remember this story, please. So this guy, eventually, like as weeks go by, he eventually just tells me, he's all like, look, I am in here because I did something horrendous, but I did it because I reacted wrong. And the way I thought I reacted was correct in the moment, but it just wasn't. Emotional. He was riding his bike one day, and he has an older brother that was 4 years older than him, just like me and my brother. So that's why it resonates.
Where did you grow up? Just give context.
Milwaukee, Wisconsin. Same city, like literally same area.
Same story. Yeah,
it's crazy that I never met him before, and I probably didn't meet him because he was locked up. Right? Him and his brother were riding bikes one day together. And remember, his brother is 4 years older than him, just like me and my brother. So that's why I'm like, they go to a Taco Bell, right? And someone drives by and starts shooting at someone else in the Taco Bell. Tries to kill the person in the Taco Bell. I guess they had some conflict. Accidentally kills his brother that was on the bike with him, right? Check this out. Then he later on, he knows the guy exactly who shot because it was like a really distinct car. It had the big rims, the speakers, like you just know, like and it's such a small area of Milwaukee, Wisconsin. It's on Hampton Street. If you literally search up how many killings and stuff was happening there. He goes and then he goes to find him. He grabs his dad's gun.
How much longer? Like immediately?
Immediately.
Yeah.
Same. I think it was the next day.
I do the same.
Yeah, you would do the same, right?
Yeah.
Until like you hear a story like this. He goes and he wants to obviously kill the dude that killed his brother. He shoots at his car, misses the guy, hits his 3-year-old daughter in the back, sitting in the back, kills his daughter, right? So then he was in there, and the reason why he was screaming every single night at 2-3 a.m. because he would hear her voice crying in his head. And I'm all like, Oh, what? But he was so smart, dude. He was literally like
High IQ.
like me and you would get along with him. So, and I did get along. I was in there 2 months with him, and they sent me for the 3rd month somewhere else. But he was so normal, and just like you said, I would do that for my brother as well, right? But until you hear something like this, you're like, oh my God. So basically, don't fight fire with fire. And I realized, I'm like, man, I'm in here for smoking and selling weed. And this guy's in
And
here.
my dad called me
And
on
my
it.
dad got me in here because my probation officer, I'm in a bad place. I need to change this up, right?
I don't belong here.
I don't
is
belong
what-
here,
I know when I
exactly.
did my jail time a
Yeah.
couple times throughout college.
You did as
Those
well.
are-
That's just
K
it's-
through 12 suspensions, and that's why I'm excited to talk about it because it's like this is what made
on my
us who we are.
Yeah, on my podcast, I'll be asking you these questions.
Let's
I
go.
haven't started it yet, but you know.
Keep taking it away. I'm so excited.
So it's crazy because like I'm learning these lessons super early on. Yet I still keep going. So I also got into a lot of altercations. I'm not like really sure why at the moment. It's just, once again, it was all primal. Back in the day, like in Milwaukee, Wisconsin, I went to a high school named Hamilton for 9th grade, and every single day there was fights. Every day, like literally just fights and violence and all this stuff. So that's why I also love to work out so much nowadays. I think it's just stuck in the back of my head that I need to be strong, I need to be fit, because you never know what's gonna happen. That's why I'm always on my toes. But so I'm going 9th grade, and I'm just adjusting to everything that's happening. I end up getting to another fight. I'm on probation. I literally went to juvenile 4 times or 3 times for fighting. The first time was for the marijuana thing. I just kept going back and forth. And even when I was in there, I was getting into fights because people would just, I don't know why. I felt like they would like pick on me. I have no idea why. You know what I mean? And that's just how they were. They were all bullies back then. You know, in Milwaukee, like the hood is what they call it, you know, the ghetto. Everyone just like roasts each other
What?
and like robs each other. Just, it's just bad. So I'm in there and I'm just like full primal mode. What were you gonna say?
What ethnicity are you? Are you like
I'm Middle Eastern.
Middle Eastern?
Jordanian.
Do you think in any way, because you are Jordanian, like, do you think that played into effect?
Yeah, it's just like you're different because like
You're
95
different. Yeah, exactly.
You're different. I was the only Middle Eastern in the whole entire Hamilton.
Yeah.
That's it. My
Wow.
brother had already graduated, and
So you're like that expedition that shot up,
I was the
you know, his brother, and then
Yeah,
you know,
exactly.
I'm naming a car,
Yeah,
but it's
yeah.
like I know that's a custom paint job. Like there's
Yeah,
only one of
yeah,
those
yeah.
in the neighborhood. Like we know exactly who that is.
Exactly. So, right. Exactly. I was that one person, that one
Yeah.
of one in there, and that was just like, oh, you Arab ass, you know, just like roasting me. And I always like, I would never roast back. I would just fight, and just to let them know, like, hey, bro, if you talk shit to me, everyone else in here is gonna get it too. And I did not play fair. I did not play like clean. I played dirty with them because it'd be like 20.
What does dirty mean?
Like, man, for example, okay, the reason why I got
You've
expelled,
watched the
okay.
West interview, so
Yeah.
the reason why I asked is I want context. And
Okay,
maybe you
so-
do too. Have a good
You
feeling
know, I
do too.
never even really wanted to put all this out there because I was like, I feel like it's
It's
negative
it's
energy.
a part of our past, though, right? It's
Right.
made us who we are and why we're having this conversation.
Right. And all this negative energy, it actually all turns into positive drive. So it's all gonna wrap back around. So, what was your question? You were asking me. So
Like, what's that look like? Right.
Right.
Like, so they're gonna talk shit.
reason
and you're
why
the one.
Right, exactly. Reason why I got expelled. Right. Finally, I left 10th grade because I just had enough. I would go to my principal. I would tell him over and over, hey man, like these guys are talking shit. These guys are robbing me from my locker. You know what I mean? Stealing stuff out of my locker. This dude just put a gun to me. This dude just put a knife to me. Do something about it. And I'm telling him, but there's no cameras in the school. So he's like, I can't do anything about it. I'm like, bro, if you're not gonna do anything about it, I'm gonna take things in my own hands. And this is where I got expelled. And then I did 2 years in jail time for this. So
Not juvie, but jail.
no, this is jail because now I was I don't know
14.
how exactly old. I was 7. I just turned 17. They charged me as an adult. So when I
Especially with your prior.
with my
they're
prior,
into-
there
yeah.
you go. So
Yeah,
that's really what got me.
Yeah.
Right. And 2 years with good time, it was like a year and a half. But I ended up I went in there twice. It was a big.
Just to give context, like really quick, I'm asking these questions because everything I know about him, this does not make sense to me. Like, he is such a high quality guy. He's married. He has an incredible wife.
Yeah, it changed.
You live an incredible life. You're so congruent. I did not even realize coming into this interview, you're a fellow Midwesterner. Let's go.
Yeah, let's go.
Right? But like, I just want context to like, dude, I look up to you and I watch you from afar. I know we live in the building. We're both built, like, we're busy people,
Busy.
but we're in marketing. We're both running companies.
yeah.
And so I just want to give context to like, the fact that we're opening up about this, not only will it come full circle, I don't know this, right? Like, this is legitimately, the context of this is, what if we have a conversation that's just like I met someone for the first time. And in my opinion, if you provide value and you ask the right questions, this is what an interaction can look like.
Yeah.
Potentially.
It's
Anyway,
beautiful.
I want context. Thank you. Sorry to cut you off, brother.
No,
Take it
not
away.
at all, bro. I love it. I love this whole entire thing. And if you're listening all the way up to here, just wait. It even gets better. So, because this is just like the bad, negative, hard shit part. You don't always want to just focus on that. Like, there's
I'm excited
actually,
to talk about today because I know you're killing it.
Yeah, there's actually
Killing it
a
at so many
positive
levels.
to everything that you go through in life. Like, no matter what, it doesn't even need to be this dramatic. It doesn't need to be like killings and like all that juvie jail. No, it could just be something simple like a breakup. It could be something simple like, man, I broke my leg this morning or something. I don't know. Just, you know, but there's always a positive in that, and you just have to like really seek for it. Your vision needs to be completely clear for it. So,
Context, you're in jail.
so the way I got there, I told my principal over and over, yo, these guys are fucking with me. Come do something. He doesn't want to. Okay, fine. I'm gonna take matters in my own hands. This dude comes up to me, big ass guy, and he's, hey, Amad, bro, I heard you were talking shit about so-and-so. I'm all like, man, I think you got the wrong Amad, bro, because I was super introvert. I didn't talk to anyone. And that's why, like, you were telling me, that's why I don't go out.
You're still introverted.
It's super introverted. That's why me, my wife, my brother, and my employees. Those are like my
When you're
friends.
around social gatherings, I do notice you're a great communicator. You're social. You know how to
Yeah.
balance time, and you know how to, like, ask the
man.
right questions.
Thank you, sir. I appreciate that. But yeah, so I'm in there, and I'm talking to him. He doesn't respond. The principal doesn't do anything about it. I'm like, okay, I'm going to do matters on hand. The guys come up to me. He's like, Amad, you know, this is this. You're talking shit about so-and-so, and you fought my guy. I'm like, bro, I don't want no problems. I think you got the wrong Amad. This is that. He was all like, all right, bro, you're not going to do shit. And he just, like, shoved me super hard in the locker, has all his boys. I'm all like, I'm really not going to do shit right now. You guys are too many. I told you. I told you, but I didn't tell him, obviously, that I play dirty. I don't do what you guys do. He's sitting there, like, next day, he's sitting there at lunch with all his boys. I didn't even care at this moment because I had so much, you know, I went home that night, had so
Anger.
much goddamn, and I just,
up?
I thought I had anger issues at the time, but it was just that I kept getting picked on. I'm like, what the hell, bro? Like, I'm not even that small of a dude. At that time, I was like 6 foot maybe. I really don't remember exactly, but
But you're probably, like, when I hit 6 foot, I was, like,
Hey, bro.
my dad always called me toothpick.
I was super
Like, my
skinny.
freshman,
But
sophomore year football
yeah.
pictures, like, my arms are literally like this.
Yeah, same. I was super skinny. I go, he's sitting at lunch with all his boys. I literally just get a full thing of lunch. I take my tray, and he's sitting there laughing with his boys. The second I tap him on the shoulder, the second he turns around, smack him with the lunch tray, and just, like, clear him. One shot, knockout, right? Start fighting all his boys. I'm getting jumped. My lip gets busted. Some dude punched me in the back of the head. But whoever was in front of me was just messed up. But people on the sides and back, they
Was
were hitting me
anyone
up.
with you on your side?
No one. Bro, I told you I was solo. I was literally solo in that school. And this red mark on my eye, it's a permanent red mark from getting hit with a metal baseball bat.
I was going to ask it later.
Yeah,
'cause I was
that's
like, I thought that
forever
was
there. But that's just because I got jumped.
Yeah.
But so I'm going in, and I'm just swinging. All of a sudden, I start getting choked. Because the one dude that was in front of me, I got on top of him and just wouldn't stop hitting him. So my principal, who I kept fucking telling, hey, man, these guys are fucking with me. Come do something about it. He gets behind me, trying to take me off of him, grabs me from the throat, and I'm literally, like, tapping. I'm like, yo, I can't breathe. And this is what got me expelled and jail as well. Because if I just
punched him?
turned around, cleared
I did the
him.
same thing.
Cleared the living fuck out of him. And he quit after that. Because he was just gets too much. And I'm not proud of any of these actions. Like, oh, look at me, I hit my principal. No, it's just that when you try to do things in your own hands and you tried to go and solve it a different way, it just didn't go that way, just fuck it. Take it in your own hands. But not something like that, obviously, right? I hope you're just never in a situation like that.
My dad
Clear
told me
him.
the same shit, straight up.
And I have a daughter that's right now on the way, about 3 months away from being born. I'm telling her the same thing. Like, hey, you come to me as much as you possibly can, but if someone keeps on fucking with you, she's going to be homeschooled. Fuck that. Like, these kids nowadays, everything is just a little bit too far off. But anyways, so I get locked up for that. I do my time. I get out. But in there this is crazy. And I don't know if you guys will all agree with me. But that was the best thing. Jail was the absolute best thing. That long term was the best thing that ever happened to me in life because I did the most deepest personal development in there. They actually gave us books, great books. And this is jail, not prison. Prison's different. Prison, you could go out and
Jail's like county.
Jail is worse, a lot worse. People would rather actually do
jail's worse?
Worse, yeah.
Wow.
People would rather do 4 years of prison. The people that I heard talk to in jail, they said, I'd rather do 4 years in prison than 2 years in jail. Because
Why?
the HOC is the House of Correction in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. You literally have to work like work, like hard hours. I was working in a laundry.
Unpaid? Or minimum wage?
You get paid 4 fucking cookies a week, not a day, a week.
What kind of cookies?
Shitty crumbled. Some booty ass cookies, man. They were horrible, right? And I'm in there. I used to give away, like even then, like when I really got into personal development, I would give away my cookies for other people's broccoli, like during lunch.
That's good.
And I was just like, bro,
macros.
Yeah. I was like, I was doing like weird push-ups and like I would throw my feet up on the wall, do like shoulder presses, all this. So that's where personal development really started to kick in. Reading books, writing down my thoughts. Like any negative thought, I would write it down and then under it write 3 positive thoughts to delete that negative one. And I didn't even start learning about this until I was in there. There was a book called Think and Grow Rich. And so I'm sure you've read that. Like
Napoleon, let's go.
Yeah, Napoleon Hill, exactly.
Foundational.
Bro, super, right. But that build my, exactly. I was never taught that. Instead, I was taught religion. Yep. Don't do this, you go to hell. Like always scary things. Never, hey, you can go change the world, kid. No, it was always like, don't do this in the world or else afterlife, you're going to burn and rot forever. That I felt like really limited me, and that's why I wasn't able to break out early on. You know what I mean? But
yeah.
So finally became the person who I wanted. At like 19 years old, I still had a lot of work to do. But at 19, my brother came to me and he was like, hey man, we need to like change this up. And I'm like, you're damn right. I used to feel so bad for my brother because he would come visit me and you could just see the look on his face. Like, this is my younger brother. And he's not, and he's graduating college. He's doing all these great things. So
he's on the path.
On the great.
He's doing it.
He's doing it. And so were all my other siblings. They all graduated. Man, I love my siblings.
Are you the youngest?
I have a younger sister. But she's 10 years younger. So it's like such a big difference. She's like doing her own, going through her own spiritual journey right now. And so yeah, they're all graduating, and I'm loving it. But I'm behind bars watching it happen. Missing graduations, things like this. I'm like, man, this kind of sucks. And it made me feel like super bad about myself because they were in the same city, same location. Why am I finding myself in these bad situations constantly?
Did you ever feel guilt for the reflection that you had on them if they're on the path?
Bro, I hated myself. Like, I would look in the mirror in absolute disgust. Like, I absolutely hated myself. And
like knowing you and just our conversations up to this point without going into depth, right? Like, because we haven't yet. That's why we're doing this today. This is unlike any conversation we've had.
Yeah.
I couldn't imagine that. We just talked about it before, right? Like, I grew up with 5 siblings, 3 sisters, 2 brothers. You, 4 siblings, right? Like, that would crush me.
Yeah.
It would crush me.
This is crazy. I've never said this to anybody besides my little sister right now because I always want to make sure her brain is super sharp. I was actually suicidal. At one point, I attempted suicide. I tried to take like 15 Vicodins to just end it all because
in jail?
Right before jail, right before I knew I was getting locked up. That same night when I got into that fight, when the principal choked me out, I fought him. I went home. I was like, bro, I know it's about to happen. I don't want to deal with it. Did that, started puking out blood. It's just the craziest shit ever, right? But in that moment, I swear, when I recovered from that, I was like, oh, I get it. Something up above, something higher wants me here for a reason.
Yep.
I just don't know it yet. I need to just be patient. I was like, let me just do what I got to do right now. Go through this sentence. I already know what's about to happen. Sure shit, next morning, they came to my brother's. Me and my brother shared a 1-bedroom apartment. I was on the couch, had all my clothes under the couch. Everything, shoes under that little, it was like what the fuck are those things called that turn to a couch? Yeah, futon. I forgot what it was. I don't even want to remember what those things are called. My brain just chooses to turn that
same
memory.
Way. My mind works the same way.
I don't want to remember like certain bad shit. But anyways, so church it, they come to my door, knock on it. And my brother had no idea what was happening, opens the door. I'm locked up for a long time. They literally come in with tasers and stuff, but I knew that it was them, so I went and hid in the shower. And and the dude, when he opened up the shower, he was like, oh, like he almost shot me. Because like he didn't know what the fuck. Like I might have just jumped out at him or something, So, but anyways.
You're fully clothed. You're just hanging out in the shower.
Yeah, no. I wasn't like taking a shower. I was in there hiding so they don't find me.
See, that almost scares me. Like if that was to happen to me, my belief and where I'm currently at now is like I'm gonna lay on the ground.
Oh yeah, he could.
I don't want to get tased.
Dude,
I don't want to get shot.
Easily
I saw the
me.
shit happen on the news.
Yeah. He could have blasted me if he wanted to, and he could have fully got away with it. Like, dude, the guy was in the
rightfully
dark.
So.
Yeah. It's in a dark shower bathroom. Yeah, and I was in there, and it was felony charges because I hurt the people so bad. It was just all bad, right? But luckily now it's all actually cleared, and it's insane. It's insane what has happened to me in my life. Getting out, okay, so at 17, 19, insane personal development, just reading, talking to myself, positive affirmations. I came out legitimately a whole different person. And they call it HOC, the House of Correction, and yes, it did correct me. I was completely out of line, and I didn't understand I didn't even know who I was, like, at all. My beliefs that I've been told constantly, like, no offense, but I don't know. I just didn't believe them. I don't want to say it's a lie. You know, some
what
people.
Were they? Like, what were the beliefs?
Religious beliefs, man. Like, you
Was it
can't.
because they were pushed on you?
Super pushed.
And you and me are rebellious people, because that's
Oh
my upbringing.
my
The
God,
reason why I
bro.
relate with it is
Yeah.
everything was pushed on me.
Yeah, like
I rebelled.
religion is completely something that I love it, but if you're gonna just constantly focus on the negative, and religion is actually a beautiful thing. Like, I read like
See for the
almost,
principle, context now.
yeah, exactly. So the whole point of it is just to believe in a higher power, right? And a creator. That's awesome.
In a
bro.
narrative.
Yeah.
Which makes it a lot easier to live in line with, of like a Christ, right? Or like
Right.
a Buddha. Or
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
It's like 7, right?
Right.
I'm not gonna name it.
It's beautiful, bro. Like, when you read, but when you're whoever's, bringing you up, I don't want to say parents, because I don't want to put a negative image on my parents. This is just what they grew up with. Both of my parents were like the sheikhs, it's like sheikh, it's like the high, you know what I mean, the guys who lead the prayers, and like the really, really high knowledge students, and they like memorize the whole entire book. And so that's just all they knew, and that's all they taught me. But unfortunately, there's like a whole missing part of life skills, and yourself, and really like positive affirmations on yourself, and completely.
Who are you?
I didn't know who I was. That's why
Yeah.
I hated myself. But once I got out, and I realized, I'm like, oh shit, this world is mine. I can literally do whatever I want. I came out so different. People literally didn't recognize me. All my old friends, I cut them off. I have no more old friends, literally. Every single, like, look, me and I consider you like my newer friend. Look at how goddamn smart you are. If you met the past people that I met, you're a whole entirely different person. Sorry, y'all, I hit the microphone.
Let's go. No, bro, first off, yes. And I just want to relate to it because, brother, first off, you are an incredible communicator.
Thank you.
I had a good feeling before we met, but storyteller, yes. What I look at is, how do you describe internal variables and external variables,
Wow.
right? Like Russell Brunson talks about, like it's one aspect to tell a story, but like not only what did other people think about you? That's what we naturally talk about, but what did you actually feel? And you naturally do that. Mm-hmm. And I obviously, like, it's all coming together, because now we'll talk about what you're up to and why you're fucking killing it. Like, you're known around the world.
Yeah, it's insane, dude. I'm like walking downtown. I've been recognized like over 20, 25 times now. Like, oh, it's the guy from TikTok. I'm like, just 2 months ago, I had no Instagram. I think I had like 1,000 followers. No Facebook following, no YouTube, nothing. No one knew who I was. All of a sudden, like, I make 12 videos on TikTok, and they just go stupid viral, like over 100 million views total.
And they all relate to me too. So like, I love that we're having this conversation, because I relate like this, like no other.
Yeah.
Alexa was telling me yesterday, right? Our mutual friend that was like, both wanted us, told
meet.
me that
Yeah.
we needed to meet, and you that we needed to meet, right? And then we meet, and this is the context of like where we're having our first let's get to know each other.
Yeah, this is awesome, because we're getting to know each other and telling a story for the people. So it was just crazy, right? I get out. My brother's like, okay, we got to do something different. I'm like, I totally agree. Okay, and he was driving Uber at the time. To think my brother is someone as successful as he is right now is driving Uber, that just like comes to show you. Anything that you're doing right now, don't look at it like, oh my God, I can't believe I'm flipping burgers, or cooking fries, or whatever it is, or frying fries. And this is just bullshit. I can't do this. My brother was driving Uber for like 12 hours a day. I wouldn't see him all. And then at night he was bouncing at a club. And
Hustling.
he's insanely just like, I can't even tell you, because he doesn't like, his success to be really put out there. He's a really also introvert.
Give
kind
us
of person.
context though. Like,
Dude.
for whatever he would be comfortable
Me and him
with.
are co-CEOs in this agency together.
Okay.
And let's just say, like, after this TikTok blow up, we've like 50, 60 extra K a month just from how many damn leads are coming in.
And
it's
let's
just,
go. That's
yeah,
the magic.
literally. Yeah. It's because, we're really looking for the residual, and we want to, I don't want that quick hit. People are always asking me, hey, Amad, why are you not investing in stocks or Bitcoin or anything like that? Bro, I don't want to invest in anything that can change simply by a tweet. Someone can tweet about it and it can go up by 20K or down by 20K. I'm good with that. I'm going to put my bets on me and my talent skills that I've built, right? But this is all comes back to the personal development thing. So anyways, we go from, absolute shit. We were in that one bedroom together sharing it, and we were just going through all this mental trauma, but we start working together. If you're going through anything like this, you should really find a partner. I was blessed by the higher power with my brother. My brother introduced me to Jim Rohn. I'm sure you know exactly. He's like, man. Jimmy is that boy, dude. He's incredible. Jim, he's the foundation. Then you could start going even deeper into wisdom, like Naval, or like you're saying.
For me, it was Tony.
Tony Robbins.
For me, it was Tony, and then it broke off over time.
Yeah.
3 years after, then I got into. But you just find one and consume everything. They have.
Tony Robbins was actually mentored by Jim Rohn, so it's like
You know and
so you know these things.
I don't want to go down the rabbit hole right now.
Yeah. Oh my God. But it's insane, right? So if you are going through something like that, even a breakup, like you said, broke your leg or anything before that I was mentioning, smallest problem. Find someone that's been through it, and then continue. They will help you. They will give you the answers. That is why I'm starting to invest in mentorship. For example, our friend Sean, I bought his $10,000 package. If you would have told 19-year-old Amad, hey, bro, you're going to have to invest $10,000 into a person, into what they've learned, I'd be like, what the hell are you talking about? But little do I know that his sales skills, his personal coaching skills are going to make me way more than $10,000. I've been able to close with these people that get on the phone with me from these TikTok leads. Why? Because I'm investing in it. I have that confidence. I'm all like, oh, shit, I can do this.
And you're providing real value.
Value.
That's the thing, right? Because when you come from an authentic place, right? First off, yes. And I was fortunate. I know you have a meeting here in... I just looked at the time.
Really?
Luckily, I gave him context. I know it's 9 a.m. He knows we're down here. If it's okay, we're going to go.
I told him 9:30.
Okay. We have a little time. Good. Because I want to respect it. I know you're a busy professional, too. And the fact that we get a little bit of time.
Right.
We've never done an interview this early on a Saturday morning. Let's go. Sean is the man. Now, also from the Midwest, episode 2. And he means a lot to me. He means a lot to me because he lives the Midwest values. But he's a communicator like you and me, right? Like you are way beyond the norm of what communication is. I don't want to have a bias because you're from the Midwest. I think there is a little bit of that at play if I'm being real with myself. 100%. I have a play with it. But I think the reality is it's just being authentic. And it's not that you have to be from the Midwest to be authentic. It's just that's the environment we were raised in, right? Like we both, briefly before this conversation, because we try to keep things capped quick. It was like, what was the upbringing kind of like? And what I realized very quickly, not only, again, did not even know you were from the Midwest coming into this conversation, so there's that bias. But it's also a beautiful bias because that's why we vibe, right? We see, we're on the same level. The next level is Sean. I walk into that guy's apartment, and whenever I do,
it's different.
There's 1 out of 3 times I just walk in his door, he's closing a $20K deal on the spot. Now, in sales and marketing, right, it's one thing to close $20K over 6 months, right? 2K a month, whatever it's going to come down to, 3K a month, whatever.
Whatever it is.
He's closing it on the spot. As in 20K in his account. Right? And you ask him, how'd you do this week? And he goes, 75. Right? Like, that's another level. My job for the last 3 years, right? Like what we do at Uptown. My job is bringing the highest level partnerships, most influential people.
Same.
I talk to a lot of coaches, a lot of consultants. He's at a different level. And I mentioned that to him last night. And I try to do it in a humble way because I value my friends so much. I'm not feeding your ego, but I want you to understand context of like, hey, this is why, this isn't the reason why I respect you, but this is also what I notice because I'm able to because I've had these conversations, you and me think in the sense of like, all right, I can identify patterns, potentially. It's not like I'm consciously doing it. I'm like trying to figure out what he does something different. Right. Well, and so props. Anyway. Keep going. I want to give context, Sean.
Exactly.
You've helped us both so much, man.
We appreciate you.
Fortunate to call you brother for life.
If anyone's watching this, go follow him. I forgot his Instagram.
Fashion and Fit.
Fashion and Fit, right.
We'll put you in the description, too.
Fashion.
Let's go.
Let's go, Sean. But yeah, so mentorship, right? So that's around 19 is when I realized I'm like, okay, I got free virtual mentors right now. Jim Rohn, I am getting access to his information that people are paying hundreds, maybe thousands of dollars for, but they just recorded it and posted it for free on YouTube. This is incredible. Same thing with Tony Robbins. Some of his shows, man, he's charging so much money for these, but we're getting for free. So right now, there's no excuse. There's no lack of personal development information out there. If you want to succeed in something, whether it is physically, mentally, emotionally, spiritually, everything is out there for you for free. All my marketing skills, Google, TikTok, Instagram. By the way, if we want to talk about the TikTok thing and all that, and organic growth.
We're getting into it. No,
okay.
Because I like legitimately, I don't even know. I know you're in digital marketing, and I know we align on values. And you mentioned organic reach. That's what our focus has always been.
Yeah.
We haven't even gotten to that.
Yeah. Man, I feel like we need to do like a part 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so the TikTok thing, really quick. You said it yourself that you're responsible for bringing in high quality leads to your company, right? Same thing with me. I was doing a lot of outreach, a lot of cold emails, and it was working incrementally. When I did the TikTok thing, it just attracted such different, like Clorox. It was like, hey man, your video is everywhere. Sent us an email. I'm like, okay, bet. And they want us to make a video for them, us to run the marketing plan for them, do all this stuff. I'm like, this is crazy what's happening. I'm not even posting any more videos.
When did this happen?
This was just like 2 weeks ago. Bro, like, yeah, because I posted another video, got to like 2 million views in like the first couple days. I'm like, bro, this is insane what's happening. TikTok is just the new wave right now. I mean, I love Instagram, love Facebook. I just think they give you too much all at once. TikTok just gives you video after video. Instagram gives you video,
It plays on how,
pictures.
in my opinion, like how our minds work, right? We're consumed. Like,
Yeah.
give us the loop. Keep that loop open. That's
It's
what TikTok
literally
works well.
loops. Like, it goes over and
So
over.
it scares me. It's part of the reason that, like, yeah, I have it downloaded on my phone. All notifications from the second I turn it on. Like, downloaded it, turned off.
If you're going to download TikTok, be a creator way more than a consumer. That's why I don't have it on my phone.
I like that. Can you say that again?
Yeah, be a creator more than a consumer. If you're going to download any social medias at that. Because
I love that.
Unless you're there just primarily to take in a bunch of knowledgeable information. That's different, right? But if you're there just to scroll, judge, scroll.
That's what I've seen.
That's
what I
99% of people, right? And that's why a lot of people are unhappy. But I don't have it on my phone. I literally don't. If I have a video idea, I then download it, record it, then post it. Everything you could do on your computer. And when you're on your computer, the interface is just not as pleasant to look at, so you're not on it as long. But basically with TikTok, my wife did the first one. She was like, why are we not on TikTok? I'm like, I don't even know what that is. Is that the dancing app? She was like, no, man. You know, so I look at it. Because I don't manage any of my Instagram or Facebook clients. That's my brother and his whole team. I do mostly the Google and the analytics part. Anyways, so she was like, okay, let me do the first TikTok. She did it, and it got like 200,000, 300,000 views like right away. I'm like, bro, it was just surprising my husband that we are having a kid on the way. And it was an emotional video. Hey, emotions
Why did
sell.
it pop though? Like, was it literally just the content, or did she use hashtags? Like, because I don't know the platform that well, but I know how algorithms work.
Authenticity. On TikTok, you got to be authentic. You know what's hilarious?
And what I have seen from you, what you share on Insta. 'Cause I'm
yeah.
scared to open TikTok. I'm scared to open it because it's a rabbit hole of 2 hours is about to leave my life.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Minimum.
If you're consuming, just already just plan that. Hey, the next 3 to 4 hours are gone. You know what I mean? But so basically, she posted this video and we got great results from it. She was like, hey, you know, we're doing good on this TikTok app. I'm like, okay, let me try it. So then I did a video myself. It popped and like it just went on and on and on. And now
What was that video like? Quick context.
My second video, I don't even remember what I posted.
Were you talking about business? You talking about personal life, adversity?
No, I knew that. So even before anything that I put my time into, I'm just gonna study completely what I'm doing before I even do it. I know if I make marketing videos, they're not gonna pop. No one gives a shit about really marketing, and it might if
But
I'm
making money is very similar.
See, exactly.
That relates.
If I'm like, hey guys, this Google Analytics sheet that I just wrote out today, no one's gonna give a shit. So emotions, bro, authenticity on TikTok will blow you up. And this is actually, I'm doing TikTok coaching now because
Don't doubt it.
fucking huge businesses can use this. Like really, really can use this. Millions and millions of views. I was just lucky that my wife told me about it, and I already knew a lot about algorithms. So, and then I was able to just put my old knowledge into this current platform. But basically, if you want to go into something new, just fully study everything about it, and then that way you'll win harder than ever. It brought so many leads into my business that were unexpected. I was doing it kind of like in an old-fashioned way, cold call, cold email. Just put something out and let them come to you, kind of thing. You know what I mean? So that was really beautiful, and it's just popped over and over. But here's the issue.
Once you said you'd love me, Yes, you said you care.
La música de Harry Fraud.